quo. Bucking the status quo, we gonna buck the status quo. Oh, bucking the status quo, we gonna buck the status quo. The foundation leads the fight, the warriors lead the tribe. When the beat drops and the spirits rise, we find the truth behind the disguise. They want us to go away, only our hearts do we obey. The foundation leads the fight, the warriors lead the tribe. When the beat drops and the spirits rise, we find the truth behind the disguise. They want us to go away, only our hearts do we obey. No ranks, no chains, just unity. One tribe, one light, one destiny. No ranks, no chains, just unity. One tribe, one light, one destiny. Bucking the status quo, we gonna buck the status quo. Oh, bucking the status quo, we gonna buck the status quo. Bucking the status quo, we gonna buck the status quo. Oh, bucking the status quo, we gonna buck the status quo.
Hello, hello, hello to our Reverent Warriors tribe and our Grunt Style Foundation supporters. I hope everybody is having a marvelous day. It is a very nice day here in St. Louis. Today we're getting a beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful sky.
Weather is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. This morning I was going out and doing my little morning ritual of martial arts and all that kind of fun stuff in the yard, and the sky looked incredible, and I was just really pumped to do this podcast today.
Good.
We are gonna jump into a bunch of different topics hot off the press for you all today. We had the Grunt Style Foundation integration retreat, holistic healing retreat last month, which was a massive success in Missouri, and we've gotten a ton of feedback on that we're going to share with you. And we're going to get into the brand new Florida Gulf Coast Beach Bash.
Yeah, I'm anxious to hear about that one.
Yeah. So they just did a huge all-day get-together so that people could build new friendships there on the beach, which is just fantastic. And we're going to jump into that with Anna, our LC for the chapter that put that on. And then we're going to talk about the London hike and all the interesting and cool places they went. I'm sure it'll pique your interest a little bit, Will.
One place I absolutely want to go is the London hike.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're going to talk about the Spartan Pledge Parades that you've been working on so hard to honor our Boone Cutler. And then we're going to get into the IW Virtual 5K for Veterans Day. We've already got 30 teams signed up and a ton of folks raising money, and we'll walk you through a little bit of what you can earn as you join. It's free to join, and you will earn merch as you hit different fundraising goals. So that's pretty cool. And then also we've got some affiliates in Canada doing suicide prevention hikes for veterans, and we're gonna we'll jump into that a little bit. So we've got a really packed agenda. So
it's a lot to go through. Let's jump in.
It is. Let's jump right in. So integration. I know that the Irreverent Warriors folks that attended integration that you and your team put together with all the different holistic healing modalities, they said that they learned so much and were able to feel empowered in a way that most mental health treatment, modern mental health treatment is like, we're going to diagnose you and we're going to fix you, or if you meet with a guru, they're like, you give me a lot of money and I'm going to fix you, right? And or I'm going to give you a pill or whatever, or read my book and I'll fix you. And what what your retreat was really doing was empowering people.
We have no idea what works for one person versus another person. Everybody's unique as a fingerprint, man.
Absolutely. And so people are able to dip their toe into 30 different holistic healing modalities, you know? And it's just, you can't find that buffet of holistic modalities with the instructors you've put together that are reputable, authentic, and understand the veteran community and understand the veteran needs, you know, and the way you've put that together is so many chapter leaders from IW and different IW hikers came to the event and were able to see, wow, I never knew I'd be called to beekeeping, or I never knew that I'd be called to breath work, or I never knew I'd be called to plant medicines, but this really piqued my interest, you know, and really reached out and grabbed my heart. So I think we've put together a great clip of some of that, a full video actually.
Yeah, I think we're going to actually premiere the what David has put together from the media team.
A recap video?
Yeah, it's a recap video. I think it's talking about folks that attended. I think it's a couple of the instructors and giving the points of view from them. And really kind of this builds on a major announcement that we're going to be doing here in the near future. We're not quite ready to roll things up, but the sneak peek here, you heard it here first, is we are trying to set up the ability to go other places in the country, not just with the integration event, which we want to do in large scale, but we want to take it to the communities. If you're in whatever town, Ohio or wherever, and you would like to host a ceremonial weekend of some variety that's completely above board and legal and all of those good things, we have the expertise to come to your town and host a ceremony there. And that's not just available only to IW. We'll make that available to the greater veteran community as a whole, but definitely want to serve IW first is the plan.
Love it. Absolutely. So many of our chapter leaders are really excited about being able to bring alternatives to pharmaceuticals and talk therapy, because what's been shoved down our throat pretty much our whole lives is pharmaceuticals and talk therapy.
That's
pharmaceuticals
exactly right.
and talk therapy. And they have a very fast limit where you know, myself, I engaged in those modalities for 20 years.
Yeah.
And
the bullshit meter is full.
It didn't really get me very far.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's roll it.
Yeah, Dave, let's see what we got.
Welcome to Integration 2025. Since 9/11 of 2001, we have lost over 162,000 veterans to suicide. We got a plague that is happening in our country. Our foundation believes that it's the result of the status quo of how we do business in terms of our healthcare system. So one of our big messages is to reject the status quo. Our message is there are many paths up the mountain. We are medicating normal. Feelings are normal. Grief is normal. And that is our message, is to explore as many alternative modalities as we can possibly bring together and illustrate that there are other ways up that mountain that do not involve medicating normal.
The second Grunt Style Foundation integration event has been exactly what I thought it was going to be. Bigger, better, more engaging.
To see the facilitators in action, to experience the caliber of healing that the facilitators bring at Grunt Style Integration is a life-changing opportunity that you give to yourself.
I taught on human design and entheogenic empowerment, and both of those topics are something I'm incredibly passionate about. Entheogenic empowerment is about empowering people to learn more about sacred plants and medicines and animal medicines that are out there, and they're there for us to heal. And it's just another modality that some people don't know even exists. So being in these spaces to learn is really a gift in itself.
What makes this different is I think people from different healing traditions are coming here together because we all have our own unique service. We all have our own unique energy that we bring here, and you know, the beautiful thing is it's all welcome.
I came here with an open mind to learn And I definitely got to deep dive into so much different kind of magic and everything from, you know, the Japanese incense journey to understand how powerful the scent can be and how I was directly affected as soon as I came into the room and sat down.
The amount of commitment, 100% commitment to make sure that everybody has an amazing experience and has their own personal transformation so that they leave this weekend with something that they can make their life a little better or much better.
The Lakota, it's been such a beautiful journey of the heart and the wisdom that they are willing to share with us.
I'm Brad Bell, Cody Abel, and we are Second Chance Smokers, and it is an honor to be feeding the Grunt Style Integration event. We are both in recovery and finding ways for other people to heal and watching the magic happen is pretty amazing to witness. The camaraderie in the barbecue community is very similar to the veteran community, so they kind of all band together. So I talked to Ryan, who owns Smoking Brothers, and he was very enthusiastically wanting to support the Grunt Style Foundation event somehow. So he said he can get this trailer and it's free for us to use and help the community heal. Every fire through faith fuels a healing journey.
When you think, I've tried everything that I could to heal, I've tried everything I could to get better, but you haven't given Grunt Style Integration an opportunity, I guarantee you, I promise you, you have not tried everything. There is something here for you. Grunt Style Foundation is bringing a message that veterans have a right to heal, not to prescriptions. That veterans have a right to life, not suicide.
So I was in the Navy. I got out after 13 years as a lieutenant commander. I flew F-14s and F-18 Super Hornet in the Navy for combat deployments. I think the public in general is very supportive of veterans, but I feel like we're kind of held at arm's length. You know, we're given a, hey, thank you for your service. And I think that makes it difficult for us to try to reintegrate back into society. And so I think having this mix of veterans and civilians here, there's not really that wall between us. We're all just people trying to heal.
There are so many healing modalities out here, and that's what makes this place magical.
We tell people all the time we're coming to Hogwarts in the woods to learn about, you know, healing modalities. When we get here, it's literally like, oh yeah, we're walking to class through the woods to get to our class about magic. It's actual magic that's healing people across the world, and we are now on a mission to spread it.
What we're doing with the Grunt Style Foundation is we're creating these containers around the country and showing people that there are better ways of engaging your mental health.
Really, I came into this event just really being open to what it had to offer, and honestly, it's blown me away. Surpassed any expectations I could have had for this event, so it's really been a beautiful experience.
Everybody's one. There's no happier group of people that join together than there are at integration. All walks of life, ages, shapes, size, abilities, everybody comes here and you just love everybody. You're going to come here a stranger and leave with a new family.
Expect nothing and be open to everything. And if you have the opportunity to come, do it. Absolutely, you won't regret it.
Do it. You will be welcomed. You will learn, and you will come back with a more open heart.
If you're so inclined to spend a 3-day adventure, 2 nights with what you would be calling your family after that adventure, come on, have a great time with us. Because we want to build this and we want to show that there are better ways, and we are got to get on a path of a better health and a better way that we address these issues within our country. And this is part of that.
When it comes to healing veterans, Grunt Style Integration is a force multiplier. It is the Trojan horse that wasn't expected. Grunt Style Integration is bringing alternative healing, holistic healing, real healing to veterans as an alternative to being lost in the sauce of prescription pills and suicidal ideation.
Thank you, Grunt Style.
Thanks, Grunt Style.
You guys have our heart.
Go out and be the light. Take care.
mean, I'm ready to go back right now. I don't know about you.
Absolutely, man. I'm ready to go anytime.
Such a good time, and people from all over the country, and now starting to be people from international.
Yeah.
People from Colombia, people from Sweden. Oh man, fantastic group. Fantastic group.
Words out, man.
Yeah, and I love the idea of that buffet of holistic healing options that you are re-empowered to take agency over your own healing journey, right?
That's the whole point.
Everything's been taken away by society over time to where we just, I need another diagnosis, I need another pill, this is going to fix me, that's going to fix me.
Well, and we've just, it's like the veteran suicide prevention hike that they just had up in Canada with Dave Morrow and crew, and they're looking to do an IW chapter up there. I think we're at the point that the work that we're doing here is imperative. I think we have a moral obligation, especially when you look at like where the state of the mental health care is, not only just here in this country, but like look at Canada. They have euthanasia as part of their Veterans Administration healthcare options. And I think that's even true just across our normal healthcare system. Oh my God, could you imagine that? That's just gross, man.
I mean, it's
how
like
are you feeling today? You feeling bad? Would you like some help killing yourself? I mean, where are we at?
That's like taking pills to a whole new level of, we're just going to numb you out, so you don't have to deal with your emotional pain or process your emotional pain or integrate your emotional pain that is natural. Instead, you're going to take this pill that makes you die forever.
Yeah, it's a cost savings.
It's just constantly running away from facing negative emotions.
I think that's where the moral obligation line exists. That for me is a very hard line, and I think that there are we as veterans in this country, and we have such a unique relationship with Canada, and it's not the only country in the world that is making those type of things available, and maybe there's an argument to be made for that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that if you're taking veterans are a compromised class anyway. I mean, you know how hard it is to navigate the VA system here, and to go in and have to face the adversarial healthcare providers.
I choose not to do it anymore as best. I choose not to engage with the VA as much as I can because it was horrible for my mental health.
Yes, and can you imagine that the system were to provide you a mechanism to take your own life? I mean, we're beyond the pale. We have to lend our voice to that, and this is our offering towards that. There's other ways, guys. If we're seriously saying that the solution to veteran healthcare problem is just to kill the veterans, I mean, it's like
either pills,
what is happening?
It's pills, talk therapy, or kill doctor-assisted suicide.
Yeah, and in many ways, the goddamn pills are doctor-assisted suicide in my book. But at any rate, that's enough on that.
You said in the call, 162,000 veterans have died by suicide since 9/11.
Yeah.
But that doesn't count the 30,000 that drank themselves to death and the 20,000 that overdosed. Those are also passive suicides.
Or hit a tree going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, those are all of those, in my opinion, are mental health. Those are mental health deaths.
Absolutely.
Right? And so it's like we are way undercounting. I mean, not that we need to get into the numbers game, but the problem is far beyond what the American public is ready to accept.
Well, that's unfortunate because that's where the battle almost always lies, isn't it? It's in those areas that people aren't comfortable talking about. So, let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's what we do. All right. Well,
enough doom and gloom. Let's go to cool shit, man.
Yep. So talking about suicide, let's go from suicide awareness to suicide prevention, and let's bring up Anna to talk about the Gulf Coast Beach Bash, which was a smashing success. I know that they've been planning this for a while. Last year they did a Silkies hike, and this year they basically did a Silkies Beach Bash. So Anna, tell us about it. I think we've got some content we might be able to even show here in a minute.
Yeah, well, it's actually the Emerald Coast Beach Bash. That is our chapter name. And it went really well for the initial event. I would say the weather was perfect. Yeah, we can watch the video.
There's no sound on the video, so you can just talk over it.
Oh, that's crazy because I can hear the music a little. But anyways, yeah, so as you can see, the weather was absolutely perfect. We ended up doing a little mini hike on the beach. I'd say maybe 120-ish people came. we were sponsored by Live Oak Fiber, and they basically put on the whole event for us. So we had entire catered lunch by Papa's Smokehouse. Honestly, everyone showed up, and we had all these beach games planned, but everyone was just talking the entire time, so we ended up not even doing the beach games a whole lot. But it's definitely something
Really,
that's
that's
going
awesome.
to be...
So people were building friendships so much that you didn't need to do all the icebreakers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We had basically 3 pavilions rented out, one for a place for people to put their stuff, one to kind of hang out, and then one for all the food. And we had vendors set up there so that way they could give out resources and things like that. It's going to be something that's going to be really easy to make into an annual event. Probably going to be trying to do big quarterly events like that. But yeah, we're probably going to be putting more like beach games and stuff into it next time because we're assuming more people end up showing up. But by the end of it, we had so much food left over that we were able to donate it to the local fire department. And when Nate showed up, you saw it at the end of the video, he showed up with so much that they were like, oh my God. They called basically the 3 or 4 surrounding fire departments and had a giant barbecue that night. So between that and the Emerald Coast Beach Bash that went on, I mean, there was probably like 300 people that were affected by it. Additionally, I had 2 of my buddies that I served with ended up showing up. And it was just really awesome to kind of be able to connect with them again because, I mean, when I was with them in Okinawa, they were like staff NCOs and I was a corporal. So they were kind of like my grown-ups. And just kind of being able to see them in that environment and just say like they can't wait to come next year, or just that they were really thankful that it happened, just kind of reminded me how like personal it is. And also, you know, I was like super happy I got to see them. Glad that they showed up to support it.
That's awesome to reconnect with people you haven't seen in a long time. This goes right with your vision of uniting veteran communities and first responder communities.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, really, I think that's kind of where the untapped potential, and we're starting to tap it on IW is, you know, it really should be a nexus point for all these different groups that are out there that are
trauma.
And maybe they're not doing these types of events. Maybe their bread and butter is more organizational, infrastructurally oriented. If you've ever been to a VFW meeting, you know what I'm talking about. But they have awesome events too. Well, how do we grow that circle bigger? How do we get everybody to come together and get the American Legion together with the VFW and the DAV and the first responder community in the town? It's all the same breed of animal that is in all of those little areas. And I think that what IW does so well is it provides for that connection, and there's just that genuine sense of camaraderie and openness that is kind of magical, and I think we do it really well.
Yeah, it's making trauma healing okay within a warrior tribe, within a warrior mindset, within a warrior, you know, like those first responders. I mean, they have volunteered to go into literally the line of fire or into actual fire. You know, it's not that much different than the service member, you know?
I mean, and the biggest difference is, I mean, granted, we had a 20-year war we're coming out of, but I don't know that anybody actually deployed for all 20 years of that war. But if you're a cop on the beat and you're going to retire as a policeman, you're doing 20 years war, man. So, kudos for those guys.
The Beach Bash was open, like we made sure we promoted it to Leo, FD, and veterans. And then if you weren't in that category or a family member, we asked for a donation, basically if you were a patriot or a supporter. But yeah, basically just the Silkies hike is the only thing. Everything else, we're just encouraging all of the FD and Leo to come out. I have pretty good relationships now with the Florida Highway Patrol, things like that. They're really great guys, and it's awesome to be able to connect with them.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us and for doing a new type of event that we haven't seen before. So can't wait to see the next one. I can't wait to see the next one.
Well done, Anna. I mean, you guys are always outside the box and in 3 steps ahead of everybody down your way already. So keep that up. That's not not the worst looking environment I've ever seen for a get together. That looked pretty doggone good to me.
It's a hidden gem,
Absolutely.
the Emerald Coast.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right, good seeing you. All right, then
She does good work.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, she is very, very motivated for the mission. I mean, most of our local coordinators at IW, they attribute IW to saving their life.
Mm-hmm.
So the love and loyalty is really beyond what you would find in almost any other job or organization or volunteer
genuine.
capacity. Yeah. Next, we wanted to jump into the London hike, and I just wanted to kind of walk you through some of the things that happened. It was super, super, super successful. I wasn't able to physically attend. We've got a wonderful, wonderful local coordinator who has a fantastic team there, British Army veteran Paul, and he's got just a awesome team. And we can see some of the photos and some of the clips here, but it was just a really beautiful day. From what I heard, and all the different places that they were able to go and be welcomed in and treated to kind of extra tours and extra facilities and backstage kind of experiences. And I'll just walk you through a little bit of what their adventure was. But the Silkies hike went past all of these different locations: Scotland Yard, Westminster Bridge, Westminster Abbey, Ministry of Defense, Winston Churchill statue, the Palace, the U.S. Embassy, Victoria Gardens, the House of Lords, Parliament Square, the Royal Horse Guards Parade, the Korean War, Iraq, and Afghanistan memorials, the Florence Nightingale Museum, the London Aquarium, Big Ben Watchtower, the Queen's Walk, the Chelsea Bridge, and the London Dungeon.
Well, okay, so that's a lot of stuff. How big of a hike route is that?
It's about 7 miles.
Oh, my God, that must be a densely packed. It's like the National Mall in D.C.
Yeah, I mean, London's London, dude.
And I heard you say that they have an Iraq and Afghanistan memorial there?
Yeah,
and we still don't?
Yeah,
man. What's going on there, man? Where's our memorial at, guys? We joke every time we go to D.C. about that. And it's like, what do you think that the appropriate memorial for the GWAT would be? Like, what would you want to see? You got the Vietnam Wall is amazing. If you've seen the Korean Memorial there in D.C., that's my favorite. That's my favorite. What's our memorial going to look like, you think?
I really like that vibe of the Korean Memorial where you're on patrol with a squad.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That's where you really. I would love to see something like that. Maybe a Abrams with a squad on foot around it. Like when we did those patrols where you have a armored vehicle and then everybody's on foot. And then actually, what the Korean War Memorial doesn't show is how much we, more than any other war, interacted with the public. Yeah. So somebody in that patrol is handing a kid a meal ready to eat, an MRE or something like that, and the kid's smiling. And then on another side of the patrol, people are starting to react to an ambush, and you've kind of got that. So you can see, there were so many kids and wonderful civilians that I ended up building relationships with, but at the same time, it was like their same village members were attacking us.
Right.
So it was just such a mind meld there was just such a weird, chaotic.
Everything about that war is upside down bizarre. I don't know. I think maybe it's a money issue. I'm not sure what's holding this thing up, or maybe there's plans and we just don't know about it. I don't know. Maybe that's something I'm not paying close enough attention to. But
it's really the Afghan. We've really only been over those wars or through them since 2021. So maybe it takes a minute before the memorial comes together. But yeah,
we'll have to get the Brits to consult for us.
I know.
They did it.
Because
if we do it, we're going to end up with a goddamn burn pit as our memorial. It's just going to be a flaming acre of
that's
trash.
Good. that's really good. A burn pit.
We get KBR to sponsor it.
Yeah, in bronze. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, no, I love that's hysterical. That's so irreverent. That's right up my alley. I got the distinct honor of being able to serve side by side with some of the British Armed Forces when I was in Helmand River Valley, Afghanistan. The third Armored Brigade from the UK was there.
Mm-hmm.
They called themselves the Desert Rats from all the fighting they did in Africa in World War II, and they distinguished themselves incredibly in combat in Helmand River Valley. And we also had on my advisor team, I was lucky enough to have a Royal Marine, which I ended up finding out a Royal Marine is not the same thing as a U.S. Marine. A U.S. Marine, fantastic infantry warfighter, absolutely in every regard, respect. I am one. But a Royal Marine is basically like SEAL Team 6.
Really?
They are tiny. That unit is tiny, and those guys are ridiculously highly qualified and trained. It is not this, like we've got, 150,000 Marines. They have like 2,000 Royal Marines or something. And they are, para jump, scuba, sniper. Like they have so many different MOSs. So I was really impressed with the Royal Marine that was on our team. He was above and beyond.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Brits, man. I did the sensitive site exploitation class in Baghdad in 2007, and the Brits ran that, and. Wow, was that a good course?
Nice.
The Brits are just top notch, man, all the way around. And it's the accent, man. If somebody speaks you in a British accent, you automatically assign them
it's intelligence.
Like 40 more IQ points than what they may actually have.
Agreed. Well, we used to be under their rule, so we probably are still, like they're above us.
Yeah, it's like looking at everybody loves their dad.
That's right.
Your dad could be a total moron, but it's your dad, so he's the best awesome guy in the world. They're kind of our dad. Yeah,
that's a great way to think about it. I wanted to jump into pivoting from London events. I wanted to jump into what we have coming up for Veterans Day. I know that Boone Cutler, one of your really close friends, recently passed, unfortunately, and you were going to carry on his legacy with a DC parade on Veterans Day and a New York City parade on Veterans Day, and doing a Spartan pledge.
Yeah, and that was actually already in the works prior to Boone passing. He had actually connected us with his point of contact there in DC, a guy named Francis, and so that was already pretty well far along. We've got a strong IW presence there in DC. Now, New York, we used to have an IW chapter there, but my understanding is that there's no longer a local coordinator.
We're looking for
that.
That's right. We're looking for a local coordinator to step up.
So, if you're out there in IW land and you want to participate in the New York or the DC parade, we would love to have you. You can go to gruntstylefoundation.org and register there. We're just trying to get an idea of head counts for logistics. Doesn't cost anything. But yeah, both of those parades were already kind of pre-planned. And so as, with the event of the passing of Boone, how do we really take this opportunity to make something that was already special sacred? And
nice.
That's kind of what we're doing here. So yeah, if you're out in DC, man, we'd love to have you come out. If you're up in New York, we'd love to have you come out. If you're anywhere in the country and you want to attend, we would love to have you come out. And we're definitely much further behind the power curve there with the New York event, just because of the lack of the local logistics. But we're working on it. We're working hard on it. We're working with the New York Fire Department there in New York.
Great.
And we've got a big fire engine, and we're going to have the Spartan sword out there. So we're going to be doing a large Spartan pledge ceremony.
Wonderful.
They're also going to have the Spartan axe. There's also an axe that's been forged out of the steel from World Trade Center as well.
From 9/11.
From 9/11. So they do that as well with the first responders, the firemen. So they have a kind of a Spartan axe pledge that they do. It's basically the same thing because, it's the issues are the same.
Yeah, I know that you, when you passed the last time we did the Spartan pledge and you passed that Spartan sword around that had been made with the remnants of the buildings from 9/11. It felt really powerful, and the moment was just so powerful.
Oh, yeah, no telling what's in that. And there's been thousands of veterans that have taken that oath on that sword.
Right.
And, that steel that that we used to forge that sword, or Boone did back in 2016. I didn't have anything to do with it, but when that was made, that was kind of the initial original talking point. That there's blood in this blade.
Yeah,
3,000 Americans died on that day.
Yeah, and then a lot of us went and lost brothers and sisters.
That's exactly right.
As a part of the war that all kicked off.
That is exactly right. And that Spartan sword is, in my estimation, the closest thing to an actual sacred relic for a warfighter class that exists. And I think it also embodies the spirit of where we were on 9/12.
Yeah, unity.
Yeah.
Unity, patriotism, love for one another.
We're in short supply of that today, my friend.
Not within IW and GSF, but yes, outside of our bubble, we are that is very hard to find. Well, wonderful. Yeah, that's a great way to honor Boone, and that's fantastic. And, speaking of Veterans Day, we at IW, every year we do our big November event is a virtual 5K for all of our IW members. And the cool thing about the virtual 5K is it is open to everyone. So anyone can create a team, and anybody can add their family members, their friends, anybody that they think would enjoy walking or running in the 5K. And it's free to sign up. And then as you fundraise on Facebook or via text message or via email to your friends and family, as you fundraise, you earn all these different merchandise options. And so as you can see here, as you work your way up, of course, the first thing you earn when you're fundraising and getting ready to run this 5K is the medal. And then you're going to get your exclusive t-shirt. Then you're going to earn silkies. Then you're going to earn, the Yeti type of
big mug,
the big giant,
the
big mug for your big truck. Then you're going to earn the director's chair. Then you're going to earn, that big, and those are really high quality, those coolers.
Holy crap, yeah, those things look amazing. So if you raise $1,000, is this like a Kickstarter? You get like everything downstream as well?
You earn every single one as you go.
Oh, Jesus, hell, they ought to be able to raise $1,000. I mean, that's
fantastic.
That's a ton of swag.
Yeah, and it's
I'm going
free
to sign up for that. I can raise $1,000. I want some IW swag.
Yeah, absolutely. And last year, you had to pay to be able to register. This year we've changed it to make it free to register. So now it's just completely open. And we have 30 IW teams. And when you go in and register, you can join one of the existing virtual teams. Like if you're from DC and they already have a DC 5K virtual team, you can join that one, or you can create your own team.
I see.
Yeah. But each of those, as you raise money, all of those different merchandise options are per individual. So everybody on a team, as you raise or I raise, it's not your team that's winning all that stuff.
Right.
Each individual in the team.
Jesus Christ! So now, if the team raises $5,000 and you get 20 people, all 20 people are getting all the stuff, or is
no? It depends on how much you raised as a member of that team.
There we go. Okay, that's part I'm missing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's each individual. Like if you're a team member that does nothing and raises $10, no, you don't get a bunch of it. But it's awesome.
You got to qualify on it, right?
Right, but the team amount is cool because you're competing with all these other teams, and then the top teams win free Grunt style gift packages and merch.
Yeah, nice,
so,
man.
Yeah,
this is how I cut my teeth when in the nonprofit world. My first job out of grad school with a newly minted nonprofit degree was working for the Sergeant Thomas Joseph Sullivan Center out in Washington, D.C.
Oh, I remember you talking about that.
I knew nothing about fundraising other than what I had in school, and it's a whole different reality. But I was
school meets it's like a boot camp, and then you're in combat.
Exactly, man. Like the whole battle drill, gunner, whatever direction, distance. This is what you have. This ain't it's like fucking shoot it. It's kind of the same thing in the real world. But we had my initial tasking in that world. Running marathons, not me running the marathons, but me coordinating teams. And apparently
you were running the marathon.
Yeah, well, I was running that little portion because it turns out there's so much to that world I didn't know anything about. What an incredibly crazy, interesting world that is. There are so many people that want to go and run these things that they have to do it by lottery.
And they have to limit.
And you can forego the lottery system and instead opt to support a nonprofit.
Sure.
That if they have volunteered to participate, they get however many seats.
Slots.
And so then...
And then you have to be in with those folks.
Right, and you get that slot, and then you got to raise however much. And I think like the average amount raised was like $15,000 per runner. Like, it was a lot, man.
Yeah. I've heard like the Marine Corps Marathon is one where when I was into running, I couldn't even get into it, and I'm a retired Marine Corps gunnery sergeant.
Let me know. I knew people. I handled about 20 tickets for that.
Love it.
It's a cool marathon too, man. It ends right there, in Arlington area. That's really neat.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But so that's our virtual 5K. We're really excited about that. We just got that launched. So go to our website. You'll see it under our events for November. You'll see virtual 5K. It's a great way to get your friends and family involved and supporting suicide prevention in the veteran space, which
that's what we're here to do.
That's what we do. And speaking of suicide prevention, there was just a big Canadian suicide prevention hike, and I wanted to kind of end on you telling us a little bit about what you learned about that. I know we've got some affiliates up in Canada that are interested in getting IW going up there, and they just had their first suicide prevention hike.
Yes, it's our dear friend Dave Morrow. He runs the Hard to Kill podcast, which is the largest veteran podcast for the Canadian Forces. Just an amazingly... Dave's one of those damn people you hate him when you meet him because he's so goddamn good. He's a lot like Dave. He's a lot like Nate McDonald. He's just a beautiful
does everything
person,
well, and you're like, oh
is
man,
sterling, and
all my
smiles,
insecurities come out when I hang out with Nate, right?
Yes, it's like he always catches the sun glint off of his teeth when he smiles.
God,
it's so
obnoxious.
perfect. Right, but Mr. Morrow is quite a bit like that. He's just this real tall, handsome Canadian veteran guy. Just has his shit together, super smart, and all of that. And he's been wanting to do something like that for some while because as I understand it, the celebration of our veterans that we have in this country and our pride in the country, we have flags everywhere and all that. That's kind of uniquely an American experience, is what I'm learning. And these more European and even the Canadian society is not that way. And so it's hard.
They've lost their warrior culture entirely.
I think so, man. I think they're neutered out, and the vets, of course, haven't. They're carving. You couldn't tell them any different. You couldn't tell Dave from anybody else.
But they're so isolated. They're so even more isolated by society.
Exactly right, and that's why I think it's important. If we can lend a hand to Dave and our Canadian brothers up there that fought that 20-year war right along with us. Let's do that. And that'd be what a cool destination event that would be, right?
Let's go.
Let's go up to Montreal or.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh man,
I even parle français un petit peu.
Do you really?
Yeah, un petit peu.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll go to Quebec.
Nice. I'm here for it.
Well, so that's kind of the word on that. We're going to be talking with Dave here and see if we can get a formal chapter stood up. And you already talked a little bit about the need for that stuff up there, and you just made a really good point. I think that kind of a society would lead to even more isolation.
Yeah, I mean, you almost have to hide that part of your identity to fit into the fabric of society. Whereas here...
Sometimes it's bad. It's just that you don't want to be that one little cow outside the herd that is just a little bit different. It just makes you feel weird.
Yeah. And here, I think I've ran into that at certain companies in certain places that are very not, like very anti-military. Mm-hmm. You can kind of run into that in sub-pockets in the U.S., but then that in your city, there's going to be people that really, really, really support and love you.
Sure.
Whereas over there, you live in a small town in France, maybe you have to hide that part of your identity. You know what I mean?
Like, hell's starting to get that way here, man. It wasn't too long ago when they were saying the veterans were, greatest threat to national security. I mean, that's only been 3 years ago that stuff was flying around.
Yeah, I forgot about that. There was like FBI agents posing and joining veteran nonprofits to try to see what was going on because
yes, and some of the qualifiers for extremism was like support the Constitution. Like, what is happening? But there we are.
The pendulum is always swinging, Will. The pendulum is always swinging. All right, which reminds me. The pendulum always goes back the other way. So
it does.
It'll be interesting, but we'll always be here and we'll always be standing up for the Constitution.
That's right. That shit's for somebody else to worry about. We're here. We're laser focused on what it is we're here to do.
Yep, that's right. Saving veteran lives. All right, love you all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Friday, and thanks for spending time with us.
Yeah, man. Stay waxy, everybody.